I did it. Yay.
Way, if nobody's aware, Mike has, for the nth time, reshuffled his setup, and he told us about a new button that he has, which is it just kills everything. And my immediate reaction when he told us this was, well, that's fantastic, and I can't see anything that could possibly go wrong with that. And he said, no, it's fine. I put it in the middle of everything else just so, it's really convenient.
I know exactly where it was.
Since then, he has been at least twice, 3 times. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Facebook and data tracking and horrible companies and what they do with your data, and just a horrific study and all those kind of wonderful things in today's episode of the Not So Critical Update. Enjoy.
Let's get into it.
Oh man.
You what, Peter?
I'm a bit dozy today, and I was going to say you get me every time, but then I thought, but we already made that joke earlier before we were recording.
Yeah, nobody heard it.
Let's get into it. Like
every episode is anus tart.
Is anus tart
a new start?
Didn't we do this before?
Oh, we've done this. This is literally deja vu. Let's not.
Was I there for this?
You were there for that. Yeah.
Okay, I don't guarantee.
It's what's the show? It's
for everything today.
Oh shoot, what's the name of the show?
Not So Critical Update.
No, the good show, Arrested Development.
Oh, right.
The good show. We're the best show
from Arrested Development. Okay, so let's talk about. I think I have a couple privacy segments today. What do we have? So we've got like a work reform. I've got a couple tech stuff, but today we're going to start with a great update on the state of tracking and technology. From some articles shared in our Discord server, which everybody should absolutely come and join. We have great conversations there. People share articles. Peter gives advice. It's really valuable. Everybody should come join.
Do I? Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's why people join. Primarily is for Peter's life advice, tech advice, guidance, mentorship, really.
Dating advice, style guides, anything you like.
So as a new feature release from Amazon, from Facebook, helping out users.
Yeah. Okay. So basically what this is a thing where it's trying to push a feature called link history, where everything that you click on is going to be recorded by Facebook. So if you're inside Facebook, if you click on a link, then it will launch the in-app browser and basically collects it. It's like a web history. What I don't understand is that they already do that, right?
That was kind of my assumption too, is like, how is this different than what they're already doing?
Yeah, and I think that's what they even say here as well. They kind of go on, it's a bit of a confused press release. I don't really understand it. I think it might be some kind of preemptive, because they also talk about the fact that you can opt out of it as part of the thing. They push this link history thing. They try to get people to accept it. And then you have like a link history section inside your profile so that you can go and see what you've been looking at.
Yeah.
But I think it might be a preemptive sort of feature that will try and get around any legislation that they think might be incoming.
Yeah, I think what's actually new is that it's a setting, and they're giving you an opportunity to opt out. Because clearly we're already tracking all this, but now they're giving you the chance to turn it off. And it seems primarily related to the mobile app, the way they reference it, but I imagine the same thing ties to the desktop app. But yeah, I mean, that's their whole thing, is tracking everything you click. Why would they? It's not a new feature. I think the setting is what's new.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like, I don't even know how this is news.
Well, that's my point. Although, just as a clear reminder to anybody who is curious about this, do not allow Facebook to do this. There is no reason to allow them to track even more data about you.
Why? Well,
And-
then they can present new links that you'll like because they now know what you like, Peter.
Yes,
so they can
exactly.
present you with even
Oh
more
my God.
disgustingly detailed and accurate future linking.
Yeah,
And
well,
I
I'll
have
talk about that in the
some
the next part of
examples to
this.
share personally, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
my
sure
God.
you do, Mike. I'm sure.
I do.
So many good examples of Facebook tracking you and presenting good links.
Yeah.
The other thing we should note is that when okay, so this is actually common for a lot of different apps. That if you on the mobile, if you click a link inside an app, then it will try and launch an in-app browser, which is basically an embedded version of whatever browser you use. Yeah. So the problem with the embedded version is that they can inject all sorts of nasty things, and they don't respect the privacy controls that you might have set in your
browser.
In your actual browser. So, for example, I have Brave set up on my mobile, and it's got like secure DNS and some other things, and those settings might not be the same in the in-app version. And Meta specifically injects a piece of JavaScript which monitors every single keystroke that you make inside the in-app browser. So regardless of what website you're on, they can monitor what you're typing.
Mm-hmm.
Just FYI.
If they're monitoring what I type on the mobile phone, it's going to be a bunch of gibberish and autocorrect nonsense because I am terrible with phone keyboards.
Really?
My fucking boomer thumbs don't know how to do it.
Me too.
Do you like one hand on the phone, one index finger, just like
Yeah, pretty much.
My problem is that I try and type as fast as I do on a normal keyboard, and I just
Same.
mess it up.
Yeah.
And I just but that's what autocorrect is for. So
It's not good enough.
No, it's terrible.
we should do a W, like type racer just on the phone.
Oh,
see
jeez.
who's better. I think
All
I
right,
topped
okay.
out on regular type racer.
With-
I feel like I think I hit 102 words per minute once.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
pretty
great.
fast. Oh yeah, but
Okay, I
like
can
once.
On the mobile?
No,
No.
that's crazy.
I used to put 120 words per minute on my CV when I was 16 because I mean just
that's
desperate.
a thing. Yeah, WPM. I was in my first IT job. They tested me for words per minute, and like as soon as they saw like in the middle of the test, they're like, "Oh, he hit like 70 or something." They're like,
wow.
"Okay, you can stop." I guess it's more so about like, do you type so slow that you're gonna take too long to do something?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Anyway,
Mike,
back to this.
Did you have something to say about this, Mike?
No, it was kind of a lead into this bigger story about a study from Consumer Reports that actually was a really interesting study where they looked at using the tools Facebook makes available to download your history and what they know about you. They got 700 some people to do that and send them the results, and they analyzed them, and it was fascinating.
I think it was a couple of thousand people, wasn't it? Or was it only 700?
What did they say in the here I have the entire study here. They probably summarized it in the, what did they say? For some reason I thought it was like 780 or 800. 709 volunteers.
Okay. Hang on a second. Maybe I'm getting confused because that was the number I was thinking that were targeted by just one. Oh, it was around 700 companies maybe that just targeted one. Anyway, this was published on the Markup and consumerreports.org, both the co-published on both places. And they both link to the full report, which is what, have you got that up right now? No.
Yeah, I have the full report here. That's less interesting to look at, but yeah, here's the full Consumer Reports PDF. 27 pages.
27 pages. Oh, I thought it was longer. I just saw the scroll bar shrink on the side and was like, okay. Yeah, so there was some fascinating statistics in this. One, there was something like 90,000 companies, I think, total. Hang on, let me get this report up, actually. Sorry.
So when you download from Facebook, what do you know about me? It gives you a list of people who are tracking, list of companies who are using your tracking information for advertising. And when they had the 700 people send in their exports from Facebook, they saw about 200,000 companies who had sent data about them to the social to Facebook. On average, each person was tracked by about 2,200 companies.
Oh my God.
And some were over 7,000. And then they had some additional statistics on like how many people showed up on everybody's network. So like the number one was LiveRamp, where like 90% of the people showed up as being shared.
Just to be clear, this is Facebook getting data from those companies. So when you do
I think it goes both ways.
Oh, was really?
Well, so I downloaded my report. This is me from Facebook. And what they give you is two categories: a list uploaded by or used by the advertiser, and then interactions you may have had with the advertiser's website or store. So this would be, I think, stuff that like Facebook sees you using their tracking cookie on a third-party site, and this would be stuff that the advertiser uploads about you for tracking. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
So like,
that's exactly right.
Human Go is my AI coach. Strava is a triathlon thing. These are all totally relevant. Peacock TV, I have a subscription. Canva I've used. Obviously, I'm a huge Fox Bet Sportsbook user. Clearly they've nailed it. And it was, Lifetime Movie Club. Obviously, I'm a member of the Lifetime Movie Club.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you talk about it all the time. It's just, Lifetime Movie Club. It's scary and horrible. And the thing is that we know this sort of stuff is happening, but seeing it out there is crazy.
Yeah, this was like El Japan, Cosmopolitan España. Obviously, that's me to a T. Can
I just mention a couple of statistics which I found really interesting from the report? So one of them is that under micro-targeting. One of the big problems about this, by the way, was that in the reports there was a lot of data sources and places that were either being sent data or received data from that don't make any sense. So there were names like BM5 100 TK QC NLM, which is like nobody knows what it is. So you don't know where your data is coming from or going to. And under the micro-targeting, so a large percentage of the approximately 186,000 companies that appeared in our data appeared to be either small retailers or non-national brands. Nearly 48,000 different companies were found in the data of a single volunteer. Probably someone with an unusual app usage habit.
A max. That was the most tracked user.
But one person had data from 48,000 companies.
And it was not me.
Which is... No, yours is just mostly TikTok, I think.
I had 1,800 in my list that I just showed.
In addition, 96,000 of the companies, 52%, were targeting only one of our 709 volunteers. So this reflects the ease with which even small companies with limited marketing resources can experiment with Meta Ad Manager. So it's companies with a small ad budget were basically spending a small amount of money to target a very small niche of people. Okay. And so I guess Facebook only pulled data on that person about a specific thing, like, I don't know, your Lifetime movies subscription,
But that's
targeting.
Of the 700 people, that's a very extremely small sample size of all Facebook users for that a specific advertiser could be targeting.
Yeah, no, it is a small sample size, and it wasn't demographically or geographically adjusted or anything like that. So there's a lot of it's not a proper scientific study, but it is quite incredible that these.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's sort of bonkers, really. But that 48,000. I mean, how can one person have their data at 40? It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Someone who just runs around the internet stream. I would love this free report. Of course I'll opt in for this.
There's an average of 2,000 companies per person. This is crazy. And
mine was 1,800 and I don't use Facebook. I log in once a month to see if anybody messaged me.
You.
I guess I don't. Yeah, sure. Shit.
And another bad thing that I should point out about this, and this is something I've been banging on about for years, although not so much recently, is a lot of this data comes from stuff which you just can't prevent. It's server to server tracking. So it's data when you go to Cosmo.com to look at the latest fashion, as I do. it records data about what I've been looking at, and then it sends it. It's the Cosmo servers send it to LiveRamp or whatever, and then LiveRamp share it with someone else, or Cosmo, because they're probably big enough, send it directly to Facebook. And there's nothing you can do to prevent that.
Right.
You've clicked OK. You've clicked. You've accepted the terms and conditions. You know, there is nothing you can do. It's Cosmo's data, and they're able to sell it.
Yeah.
I had deactivated my Facebook account, but then I had to go back because I work with some group that uses it, and it's really that's the network effect, right? Like that's how we get looped in.
Yeah. It's horrible, disgusting, and there's nothing we can do about it. Although, sorry, just one last thing. There is something we can do about it, and the EU is doing it. It's legislation.
Yeah. That's the only thing we can do.
Yeah. So go Europe.